Hey, what's up, Skelemystyk? Myrella Winspar, which you see here as the lovely kitty that she is, has now gone. Why is that? Well, let's go ahead now and talk about that in this video. Now, you may have noticed, if you went into castle tours lately, or if you follow the forums, if you pay attention to the newsletter, or if you are not under a rock and have been under a rock for the past year, that Myrella Winspar, she of the castle tours and housing games, has disappeared. Why has Myrella disappeared, you ask? Well, KingIsle, the letter that they put out, states they're in dire need of a vacation, and they're working hard, and they need to go to some sunny beach somewhere with an umbrella drink and shave their fur and get a hot tissue massage and all that other stuff. Well, that may partly be it, because after all, Myrella does work hard standing there and has stood there for the past forever. Sure, I'm sure her legs ache a little bit. But let's get to the truth of the matter. So far, now I'm gonna put a little disclaimer in here at this time, just so nobody gets really ticked off at me and wants to grow hair on my head or something like that. I would hate to have that happen, because, you know, well, I worked hard for this look, and having dreadlocks right now would just not fit me. It just wouldn't. Okay, that being said, the information I'm about to give you is speculation on my part, supported by some educated guesses, and I have to say just a little bit of evidence beforehand. Basically, I've kept my nose to the ground, and I always keep my nose to the ground so far as wizard news and information goes. And whenever it's something important, I try to bring it to you guys and let you know what's going on. From what I understand, Myrella is not taking a vacation. She is not in rehab. She is not getting her nails done. She is not doing any of those things. She is gone right now because there is yet once again another insidious glitch that has crept into the halls of Wizard 101. It appears that some people have figured out a way to go through housing tours and, let's just say, we'll use this word, shoplift the home's items. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head if it's just certain items, all items. I don't have that much information about it. I just have some that this is what's happening. Anyhow, that certain players have been able to go into people's homes through housing tours and rip off their stuff. A complete load of horse hockey, I think. I'm sure the people who had their stuff ripped off think it's even more than a little load of horse hockey. I'm sure that they do. Anyhow, that is what's happening right now. So far as I know, with Myrella and housing tours and the castle games and stuff like that, they apparently, KingIsle caught onto this or found out about this, or someone complained about this and they looked into it and they saw what was going on, and to their credit, immediately closed housing tours to investigate the glitch, to investigate the problem, and more than likely to return said lost items to the people who lost them, and they will probably slap a banhammer of epic proportions on those who were doing the thieving. That's just one of the things about this game, you know, maybe not even this game, maybe it's just the people, and I try my best to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, to look at the whole thing through rose-colored glasses, to make the best light of everything in the game as much as I possibly can, as much as the situation allows. I mean, but there's situations like this. Why you gotta steal people's stuff? Really, come on now, that's just wrong. Why? That kind of thing is what makes KingIsle ticked off at us. You know, they're programmers. Sure, it might be a glitch they allowed to happen. You know, these things do occur. The code for this thing is, to say ginormous wouldn't be to give it credit. By now, the code for this thing is ginormous. And there's a lot of holes and gaps and things that just, well, they happen. By now, the code is almost, it's like one of those sci-fi stories. The code is almost alive, and it almost does a lot of things that it wants to do that you don't expect. It's almost like a sentient AI. Almost by now. It's that big. Things happen. to KingIsle's credit, they saw this was happening and they shut down Myrella and made it, at least at this point, safe for all people so they're not losing stuff. Sure, there's no castle tours right now. Sure, there's no housing games right now. But it's better than losing your stuff, I think. So KingIsle is really to be credited for this, I think. It's not a glitch that they allowed to happen or that they made happen knowingly. Of course not. Because that's a lot of work they got to do to go back and fix all this and get people's their stuff back. But that is, if you see the notice about Myrella Windspar and being on vacation and whatnot like that, and castle tours being temporarily closed, and housing games being temporarily closed, that's why. Okay? One of these things just goes with the other. I've heard for a while now, I'm not going to mention anybody's name. I'm not going to do that. But I have heard about some various names of people who were doing this kind of thing, who were caught doing this kind of thing. That's not for me to say their names, to bring them into trouble. If KingIsle chooses to announce them, they will. More than likely, they won't. But just be assured that they are on it right now, fixing the problem to make it safe for everybody. This is just a small bit of information. The reason I made this video is I've heard a bunch of different conflicting stories and reasons and theories and whatnot. And sure, while I'll say that mine's a theory as well as yours, I also have a little bit of investigation and evidence behind it. So guys, so far as I know, that's what's happening here. That's why Myrella's gone. That's why Castle Tours is down. It should be back. I mean, there's no reason they can't fix that bit in the code. And put some punishment down, a banhammer probably the size of New York, on the sinners who did it. Sinners, let's not use that word. On the criminal minds that have come upon this conspiracy. We'll call it that way. All right. I honestly do not know, and I cannot say if the efforts of the group who have been data mining Wizard101 for the past couple of years have had anything to do with this or not. On a basic level, I would think not, because, well, it's just data mining. You know, they're looking at the files and see what's going on there. However, there is, you know, copying of that stuff. There's posting of pictures and whatnot like that. So maybe so. I really can't say. That's for that group themselves to defend their position and what have you. I do know that they started out getting away with a little bit, and Wizard101 was, you know, let them do it. So they got bolder and started doing more and more and more until the point where they were stopped or had to be stopped by KingIsle. But I don't know or even think, honestly, that those guys or that issue has anything to do with this issue with the glitch. I mean, this is probably just another one of those glitches that crop up in the game, and it's just something that needs to be fixed. Other than the fact that, well, I do have to say I'm disappointed in how some people acted with the glitch. I don't really think it's cool, you know, to rip off people's stuff by any means, by any stretch at all. It's just, it's not. I also think that this kind of thing, whether or not it's the data mining group's fault or they have anything to do with it, that I think this kind of thing also makes KingIsle take a harder look at everybody. You know, the leaks guys, I don't think they intended bad. You know, they just wanted people to see stuff ahead of time, and that's cool. But now we have something else. You know, we have a sudden hole or glitch in the game, and there may be some trouble from that. You know, again, KingIsle, it's their game. They do what they want to do with it, and I'm sure they don't like people poking around in it. I'm sure that they don't. So that's just another little bit of food for thought as far as all this thing goes. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It'll be back later. Guys, I hope this helped you out. If it did, it's a shorter video than usual, but I didn't really have a lot to say other than covering the facts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, a good hard smash as well. Subscribe, share, and yell my name to everybody you know, because I would love to see more of you around here. Until next time, this is Skelemystyk reminding you that whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace! Hey, it's your Skelemystyk. Welcome back to part 3 and the final part of my mini-series on Sex, Society, and the Spiral. In the first 2 videos, we covered what the players are doing to contribute to the demise of Wizard101 as a game. Now it's time to get rough, to get just a little bit beep, and talk about why these things are and what KingIsle themselves are doing to contribute to the demise of all the players that they used to have. Now, this one's going to